Welcome to Nova Society. In today's video, I'm going to cover Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki's interview in regards to the art of the deal.
Well, I wrote a book in the late 80s called The Art of the Deal, and to this day, it's the biggest selling business book ever written. And it doesn't change. I mean, the times have changed, the world has changed, business has changed, but it doesn't change. And to a certain extent, it was about negotiation. And a lot of negotiations about honesty. Be honest, because the other side, you're dealing with intelligent people, they're going to see it. But have an idea, make sure it's the right idea, and never, ever quit or give up on it. And be straight, be honest, because you're going to meet a lot of these people all throughout your life. And if they respect you, and if they do more or less what you want them to do, you're going to have to show that great degree of honesty. So The Art of the Deal was a great honor for me because of its wonderful success. I remember when it first came out, it went immediately to #1 on every list. And it was a lot of fun. But it hasn't changed very much, and it probably won't. If we go 1,000 years into the future, if we're here in the sense of nuclear weapons and all the kind of things that are being bandied about today, that's the big risk. I mean, beyond what Robert and I talk about is the big risk of, is this world of ours going to be blown up by some maniac or some...
Donald Trump highlights how the core principles of negotiation and business outlined in The Art of the Deal remain relevant regardless of changing times. Trump's reflection on the art of the deal shows the importance of timeless principles. While industries evolve, the fundamentals of negotiation and honesty in business are universal, proving that some lessons truly stand the test of time.
Idiot that doesn't know what they're doing. But let's try and assume, which is a pretty big assumption, that we are all going, as a race, we're going to be around, we're going to be here. The human race, it won't change. Negotiation will never change. It's always going to be the art of the deal. It's always going to be, you can pick up that book in 1,000 years, it's not going to change. It's going to be the same.
And if I could say, like, what was 1986, The Art of the Deal came out, and I was flat broke. So Kim and I ran out, and we saw you, talking about your book. And so Kim and I ran out, and we bought your book, and I said, wow. And that's why it was such an honor to come and talk to you and all this, because that book really straightened me out. When I was so down, The Art of the Deal says I can still think bigger. It doesn't cost any money to think bigger.
That's great.
And so it is what you'd say, a very powerful book. I just love the story of the Woolman Rink, and Kim loves the story of Norma. Norma became a star after that. But it is a very powerful book, and it's more than just negotiation. It's how you think, it's how you approach your problems, it's how you elevate yourself. So I personally thank you for that book, because Kim, like I said, it pulled us out of our little funk we were in.
Robert Kiyosaki shares how The Art of the Deal inspired him to think bigger during tough times, emphasizing that expanding your mindset doesn't cost anything but yields significant returns. Kiyosaki's takeaway about thinking bigger is a powerful reminder. When we shift our mindset to envision greater possibilities, we set the stage for overcoming challenges and achieving success beyond our current limitations.
Well, you know this, it's a great honor when you have a book that goes to #1 on the Times list and every list.
Right.
And not too many people can say that. Many brilliant people write books, and many people write books, but not too many people can talk about being #1. And it really is. It's a great, it really feels to me as a great honor to have had numerous #1 bestsellers, but in particular, The Art of the Deal, it had such an impact at the time. Now, I've also had a television show that continues, that is a very, very hot show, and has been #1 also. There's something about a book, I don't know what it is, it's our little prejudice toward education, perhaps, that is very, very special.
Right. Well, I always say that you're a billionaire and I'm a millionaire. But when we come together, and we both love real estate, but you have big buildings and I have small buildings. But the thing we got together as teachers, and I think that's why you write your book, is to share what you know and to give to more people knowledge. And that's why financial education is so important, because as you know, money doesn't solve the problem a lot of the times. A lot of times you give a person money You know, you feed a fit man for a day, but if you teach them, they go on forever. That's why books are so powerful, is because people learn, they can share, you can share your knowledge and they can come up. I think your best book, though, of all was The Art of the Comeback. And I love that book because I think that's the book today, given the state of the world economy, is we got to come back. You know, if we all give up, if the world gives up, we don't come back. And I think that's the greatest lesson I think you imparted was, can you come back? Do you have the strength to stand back up, dust yourself off, and step forward again?
Both Trump and Kiyosaki discussed their shared passion for financial education, emphasizing that teaching and sharing knowledge is more impactful than simply giving money. Here's a key insight. Teaching someone how to create wealth is far more valuable than handing them a check.
Number one rule of Wall Street.
Education empowers people to build lasting success, creating a ripple effect of financial freedom.
Well, the word you use, strength, is very important. You have to have that strength. And I don't know if that's God-given. I don't know if it's something you're just born with or you develop it. And frankly, it'd be wonderful if you could develop it, but I'm not so sure you can. But you need strength. And I had a great time writing The Art of the Comeback because I knew I was doing well, but a lot of people didn't think so.
Right.
And I knew what was happening. So I'm writing a book and I know things that nobody else knew. And when I did come back much bigger and better than ever before in the 80s, I mean, to a point where many times it was like fun for me. So I had a great time writing that book. It's interesting, when I make speeches, you talk about education and life and everything else, but when I make speeches, people say, why do you do it? Thousands and thousands, you've seen it, thousands of people show up. We've had 55.
Trump and Kiyosaki reflect on the lessons from setbacks and the importance of resilience. The ability to stand up after failure defines long-term success. This discussion about resilience resonates deeply. Success isn't about avoiding failure. It's about having the strength and faith to rise again, rebuild, and thrive after setbacks.
60,000
Right.
people show up. And I really do it because I love education, and I have learned a lot, both good and bad. And if I can impart that to a lot of people sitting before me so that their lives can be made easier and they can have just a better life. And, you know, it sounds terrible to say make more money, but making more money makes your life easier. You don't have to worry so much about education and doctor's bills, and so it does make your life better. You see, the number one cause reason for divorce is lack of money,
Right.
which was surprising. I saw it the other day. There are many more people getting divorced today because they have financial trouble than 2 or 3 years ago, which is amazing to me. I never thought in terms of money and divorce. But making money sounds basic and sounds almost crude, how to make money. But if we can help you in the making of some money, it's going to give you a better life.
Right. I think the most important thing that you pass on, and I want to pass on, is the spirit to go on, the spirit to stay strong. Like I was reading this book about the Jewish people, and they've survived 4,000 years. And you know what kept them going? Was faith. You know, all the persecution, the things that were on, they said the number one thing they had was that faith. It was a personal belief that they could be flexible enough and adjust and keep going no matter what. And I think that's what you pass on, that's what I want to pass on to people. I can remember from your book, you said stay alive till 95. I said, that's a good
It's true. It's a great statement.
Right, and that kept, I know it kept me going. It just kept me going because it wasn't an immediate comeback. When I lost everything, it was 6 years for me. It was only $1 million. I know that sounds pathetic.
I think it's fantastic. I know your story very well, and I think it's a fabulous story.
Well, thank you. But it was worth everything. It was worth fighting back, paying off my bills, and coming out stronger on the other side.
Kiyosaki connects faith and flexibility with the survival and success of people through adversity, drawing inspiration for perseverance in personal and financial struggles. Kiyosaki's point about faith as a driving force during adversity is profound. Whether in life or business, belief in your ability to adapt and persevere is what turns challenges into stepping stones for growth. Don't forget to like this video, leave us a comment. What do you think about the art of the deal? Peace.